Oh my goodness. Oh, is that the picture you chose for Argo? That's
Dude,
what he
that's the only
sent
thing
you?
that I own the rights to.
You own the rights to that?
Yeah. Ty made it for me.
Let's go, bro. I
Paid
thought we
him
were
like
gonna do Argo room POV. Alright, so we're live right now, right? Okay. Alright, I thought this was just a test. Okay. So our match is DPB versus actually no, St. Baddies Day as they're called right now. Versus, I believe, Space Rangers with their myriad of subs at the moment, right? Alrighty, so that could be a good one. If I'm looking at the stats right here for DPB's last game, it looked like they were firmly in control of that one. Let me find it really quickly. Rev Sports versus DPB. No stats for that game, actually, but I believe that was a 7-2, was it not?
I think it was.
Yeah, I believe based on how close we were following it. So I expect something pretty similar here. I think Space Rangers definitely has a little bit more experience than we see out of Rev Sports. They're a bit of a newer team to the game, but ultimately, Space Rangers, like the team of Space Flare, is going to have a little bit of struggles here. They're playing with quite a few subs, quite a little bit of turmoil going into this match. Tension's a little high, possibly from that. I think it goes the way of St. Baddies Day, but I could be surprised here. And DPB en route to trying to secure themselves a top 2 finish at the moment. I believe it is now probably out of reach. I think the best they could do is tie. They can't really secure it, so they're depending on either OC or NAC losing and them winning this game is the way that they could tie and then get to a tiebreaker match. So they're not out of the running for that. And at worst, they will have incredible seeding for the end of season playoff tourney. So that's something to look forward to for them as we wait for this match to get going. Has it started yet? It's up. All right, we're loading in. Argo, who is your prediction for this match?
I think DPB will win it.
Yeah. And why is it that you hate Space Rangers?
Not that I hate Space Rangers. I just think DPB have been putting a lot of practice in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're seeing here a Barb and Taylor, a single Molly going out for hallway red door, and a couple of pings for positions. All right, we're starting to get a Barb manager side. They've decided to delete that. It looks like the attack is really going to come Hall through counting.
Yeah.
Don't really see where their entrance point is, so I would assume it is green off of how they've drawn their util.
Yeah, I think it's an eco because they're bringing 2 nade. I think. Well, at least they had 2 nade pings on the map. They're only bringing 1.
Now it looks like they're faking putting someone in vault. This is a play that I kind of like a lot. It looks like it's, yeah, definitely full green starting out the match with that. Pretty bold of them, if I say. And so if it works out for them, it will pay dividends in the later rounds. We see them begin to enter. There's a bit of a gunfight between Sweet Tea and Sosik. Not all that much damage traded between the two of them. Sosik on the worst end of that. 2 mollies go out to the tune of 2 flashes. Util is not being used great. Flash comes out. It looks like the defense is about to get ran through, and that is what happens. got a bit of a rotate lone side to try to hold off accounting. Rosebud is in security. They're going to have to get this flank off pretty soon. Otherwise, it's not going to go great. Racism Incarnate goes down, but now we're left in a 1 versus 3 situation. It's Rosebud against the world. Button gets pressed. Molly is down. There is not that much that Rosebud can do. They've just got a knack and a barbed wire and a dream. As the attack starts to try to position themselves for this execute. They've got a nade, they can take that barb out, or they can just run through. In any case, Rosebud does not have any util to use in this situation. 1 versus 3. Flash goes down. This could be the end. Rosebud swings out, and there's a TK. But no win for the side of Space Rangers. EK giggle, what was that about? Yeah. The wacky barb almost kind of worked out. Oh, they can't hear you, bro?
3-man
EK
count?
snake,
Yeah.
bro, yeah. Alright.
You see, Uyuxo says, "Who are these casters? Are they new to Due Process?"
I am new to Due Process.
Brand new.
Never played the game
Brand
before.
new, man. We're the skeleton crew that was available.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rotation is BCK DFB, baby. Get it in chat. Only in the casters chat. There we go. BCK DFB. No, that's spectator. That's not all chat. Don't worry. They just look similar. This is green, not blue.
I can't see it anyway because I've none of them added. No, I've no one added.
Oh, you're not in the game?
No. I'm looking at like EK's face.
I'll screen.
What?
I'm looking at what the stream sees.
Oh, okay.
You have spectate, don't you?
Yeah. He doesn't have any of them added.
Oh.
That's hilarious. So we're set up here. We've got. Okay, so definitely some of these gotta be late barb. That Teller one has to be a late barb. So defense kind of setting up for a little bit of everything at the moment. Hoping to see a lot of this util being used as a rotate, but if it's all placed down early, so be it. It'll just cut off a lot of the rotatability. Argo, what are your thoughts on this freezer blow?
Freezer blow? I feel like if they ecoed first round, so I feel like the wall, like the double charge, like the double door, is better for the arcade push, and then you get lights. Because freezer, they can just hold storefront and basically just spray you down through the doors.
Thus far, they don't have wall placed down, so it looks like they want to door wall on Kill House, which is a theme that we've seen with DPB quite a few times, is that they do have an infatuation with that play. And it's worked out for them pretty well over the course of the season. So far this match, they've been putting themselves through a couple of harder pushes, but, it's gotten them results that first round. And we see the blow come out. That molly comes out just a little bit early. You'd like to see some util wasted for that. So all you're really doing right now is buying yourself about 8 seconds of early round time. Attack begins to enter. Arcade. First fight goes down. Sosik is down. There's the TK coming out. 4 versus 3 situation here in favor of DPB. Power will go down, and now it's a 4 versus 2. All that's left on the side of Space Rangers is just Rosebud and Teller. They find themselves in quite a few 1vx situations, I've noticed.
A lot of DPB are low though, so they still might be able to make something work.
Now, Rosebud is an honorary champion of the draft tournament. They were not on the winning team, but they did have Rose in their name. So that's something to note, but it does not do anything for them in either of these rounds. They still go down. It's like DPB doesn't even know that they're the honorary champion. Sad times. The Rosebud fan club will live on, though.
DPB, the only ones to get kills that round.
That's true. They did get the TK 2 rounds in a row now. Let's see. What's the over-under on TKs this game? I believe the Vegas odds have it at 3, so I do have the over on that bet. Argo, are you a bettor? You a gambler?
Am I a gambler? Legally, no, but...
I feel you. So we're going to see a door wall come out here on the side of DPB, obviously. The question is, do they prefer Hall in order to do stuff, or are they going to get wacky?
I feel like since they have double charge, they might go for the Breeze wall charge, and then...
It looks like they're walling into Pill and dooring into Kitchen from office side. This is a play. Okay, well, this is a play I haven't seen much. Normally, I've seen Breezeway, and then you open Hall to split some stuff. But
that's what they're doing. And they're throwing a nade into Pill to try to clear that out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't find this too poor. Like, I think too poor of an angle. The thing is, that nade Pill will do some good for them as long as there's a lot of presence in Pill, which you generally have. It cuts off 2 long angles into Kitchen. The hallway push, it depends who they send there. I've seen some teams send their snipers in there, and that really costs them because it doesn't really do anything for you other than taking the initial long angle. But if people stop peeking Hall because your push stops like having any pressure on the Breezeway side, then you're not really doing anything with that sniping. We got a lot of barbs set up. The attack will not be nading the barbs since they're dedicating it to Pillbox, so I assume that could be a good thing for Space Rangers, as long as they use their mollies properly. They really only have 3 mollies, and one of them are dedicated to Pillbox at the moment, which is not something you'll love to see. Because granted, it can help stop the bomb blade if your Pillbox presence survives until then, but
if a flare in front of the red door, I think that's so they can see shadows when they start pushing up the hallway.
Yeah. Romwell starts off the round. Rachel is down to absolute 1 HP. Rachel gets a big opener. They are traded out. It's a 4 versus 4 situation, but the defense just does not have health on their side right now. Full sight control right now. The only thing fighting back is Pillbox, and it's smoked off, so we've got a slight angle onto bomb. This is going to go the way of the attackers, but the question is by how much. We find ourselves in the 2 versus 3. Racism pushes up.
Super shot.
Racism and Rosebud in the fight. Rosebud clutches up in that gunfight, man. But he cannot win the round. 3 straight 1vx's for Rosebud. 3 straight wins for DPB. You gotta think DPB is definitely doing something right now. Now, Argo, you are the analyst in this situation. What is it that DPB is doing so well?
I think they're just winning their gunfights, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like the plans, they could be better, but, you know, I feel like DPB are just out, like, shooting Space Rangers. Is that the team?
It is Space Rangers. I've had to like stop and think multiple times just because I see so many conflicting names.
I almost said Space Flares.
Yeah, I keep trying not to say Space Flare, man, because I just that's my buddy.
I really don't like this Hall blow from Space Rangers.
I thought you were gonna say Space Flare, and I was gonna have a problem with you.
Space Rangers, Space Flare. Yeah.
I've seen us force this hall blow before, and it's just not something that's very fun. It doesn't really do all that much good. It's so able to be shut down, especially if the rotates are prim and proper, you know? You're definitely going to need to use a nade before you ever get to vault, which is something you don't love to have to do on bank in general. I mean, they're smoking off bathroom loans angle, so that's something that scares me a little bit. Granted, the defense might not be playing bathroom, but anytime you smoke that off, you're opening yourself up to dying when you press that button. And it really looks like they're just trying to get that button open as early as possible. And this is one of the maps where it's perfectly fine to do so. You don't really want to dilly-dally when it comes to getting it open, because on this vault in particular, it is utility hell to clear. You can see people just sitting in there with all the util in the world. And if you don't get it open early, you're not going to be able to bait out all of it in time, and you're going to have to hope you get a kill before they can get some of that util down. Blow comes out, Rachel gets the barb down. Mollies are up. They double molly there. That's a little bit of a miscue on the util.
Sosik got through?
Sosik gets the pick anyway. He's at absolute 1. And he's dead. Works out. The smoke comes down. It's a little bit deep. They're going to be able to get button, but they don't really run for it. The attackers find themselves in a 4v3 situation. Vault is open.
I feel like they opened Vault way too early there.
Yeah, I mean, they have count that there were a lot of people out here, so that's probably not all that many people in Vault, if any. So in this instance, they could have waited, but it's not going to cost them in any way, as Vault has not been rotated. There's still no util on the side of the defense. If they lose here, it's because they lose, not because they open Vault early.
Yeah. They have 2 flashes, though, which...
They're fighting a shotgun. He's reloading now. There's a Legros, and then there's a big AK, not AK, big Gruber. I was almost said AP. Ramal in the fight here, into security. He will not get Sweet Tea, who is in the 1v1 with Rosebud as Wheeze rotates over, but Rosebud gets the kill, and the round will go the way of Space Rangers. EK, what are your thoughts on this?
Good thoughts.
I don't know, man. I felt like there's a lot of individual plays in that round. We saw Midship go peek down the hall with 3 people aiming at him. We saw Sosik running through Molly by himself. I mean, it did work out in the end to get a kill, but he just gets traded out. I don't know.
Oh yeah, if he doesn't run through that, he dies absolutely, because they threw 2 mollies and the other one went deeper.
I don't know.
That was all he could have done, man. Works out for them, but you got to think there might be a little bit of communications issue there, especially with that double molly in essentially the same spot, just a slight variation. And I will be muted for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Oh, I got to do everything? That's crazy.
Correction, you've got to do anything.
Yeah, I know.
The barking has stopped, and the casting shall commence. We find ourselves at this familiar C-store. Not 3 rounds ago, we were here. So we're going to see the play that Argo would have preferred on this one, the wall charge into arcade, getting lights. Again, that smoke is just so close. I get what they're trying to cut off, but you can cut off some of those angles with a deeper smoke, and it wouldn't really be all that much worse for you. I'm going to mute while people shout at the dog.
What the dog doing?
They're in the window.
Yeah, but now we're on the C-store here, and we're looking at 3-1 advantage to DPB here, as let's see, Space Rangers have a wall charge here. this is now the second round. They're able to win their first round, and can they keep the streak going though? As there are 2 more rounds, and this is one of them. Looks like they're planning to go for a wall charge into arcade here. Nade prepped for that barb that could be blocking their entry into freezer. As the defenders, they're planning for a lot of things here. Planning for an eco, wall charge in the teller maybe. But yeah, we'll see what happens as defenders, they have that auto shotgun ready and prepped, and that will be quite dangerous for the attacking team if they do end up getting a good position and timing on that auto shotgun, as it is very dangerous close range. But it seems like the attackers are actually opting to go for this wall charge in the teller instead of that storefront double door, which could be interesting, as you do know if you take that teller, you hit that button, people will be able to open this entire bottom part of storefront, and that would be great line of sight for that Saber that they do have on the board on General Weeze here.
Now we notice the auto shotty is playing in arcade, and if the wall charge play is what ends up happening here, and the flashes go down in the proper way, I really think that auto shotty amounts to absolutely nothing. Although at the end of the day, they're smoking close, so that could give. So, oh, okay, the wall charge is actually going into teller. I looked away for a second. That's one of the ones you have to jump through, I believe. Oh no, okay.
They need to get the button open.
They did not get button open, and worse, Rosebud dies to the molly, so there's no 1vx situation to see our buddy in. 3 versus 5. And the storefront is just gonna open again soon. They're coordinating it. Someone might even end up kicking freezer. But they're running out. They don't see him. They know that if they're gonna peek, they gotta do it from both sides. Otherwise, this guy will save Saber, and that's something you don't want to have happen here. You can afford to throw away a couple of people if it means you can get this. And that's exactly what happens. An auto shotty for Saber trade, not the worst thing in the world. They might even end up grabbing the auto shotty back here. And they get it. That went down exactly the way that they drew it up at the end there. I think they probably should have stuck with their initial plan and just not smoked the spot they were going to smoke. They ended up in a funnel. They didn't really establish a flank watch, and they just weren't ready for some of the util that went down. When you're making a plan, you've absolutely got to be ready for, well, what are they going to do when we do this, you know? And you just, above all else, got to start baiting mollies out. Otherwise, this 4-1 could turn into a 7-1. Now, we're seeing here. Got barbed wire at the end of breezeway. We're setting up a barb in hall. Pretty standard. Probably going to have another barb close on kitchen for late round. They might want to peek breezeway even early round. Set someone up pillbox to get an early peek here and then rotate. Just kind of do anything with the information you get in that early bit of the round. We're seeing a door charge into brick house, which honestly is not that much different from ecoing into brick and then just door charging this to get rid of a barb.
Well, it looks like DPP aren't going to barb that kitchen door, which I think.
If you recall, we have two
wouldn't.
nades on the side of the attack, so actually they can afford to nade a bunch of stuff here. I feel like this barb in hall has to be a rotate barb. When they hear that breach, they know that there's only one thing that they can come through, like one half of the map, and it's these two doorways, right?
Yeah.
So they gotta know, don't place that one early, rotate it. Hell, you could even get away with that one being a rotate barb even. You're playing someone up here. If the blow never comes, you don't gotta place that. If the blow comes, you place it right away, and you play molly for that. And these are both early barbed. Don't agree with that. Don't even agree with this really as the early barb.
Wait, they didn't even barb the brick
that.
house door.
Yeah. So, I believe that's a misplay on the util usage there.
Oh, they brought
They
five.
did Barb Kitchen though. They did Barb Kitchen.
5
It works out.
barbs. Means last
They're
round.
clacking over here. Yeah, it's final round, Argo.
Oh,
They've got the mollies to make it work. As long as they can use their util properly, this still should go their way. Sweet Tea grabs Clacker. I don't think they know that there was only one door. Oh yeah, they don't. They don't. Alright, we're in a 4 versus 4 situation. Rosebud goes down, not after General Rees takes out Midship Walrus. Attackers are beginning to have site control. They've got 3 people in there. The only means of defending it is through pillbox and these wall bangs. Catatonic Mercury takes out Sweet Tea, and we find ourselves with Rachel and Nomad versus Hosick and Louise, but make that just Rachel. Now stuck walking through that barb that should have been a late barb.
They just have so many unnecessary barbs.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You've got time, you've got the ability to gather intel. I believe they didn't realize there could be a double breach there. There couldn't be a double breach there, but in any case, if you're playing someone like in a hallway like that, you don't want to early barb it until you know what's going on, because you can just cut off their rotate entirely and force them into a bad situation where it otherwise would have been fine. Right? Ultimately, that extra barb wouldn't have amounted to all that much because the attack had 2 nades, but still, it's just absolutely brutal. And we find ourselves 4-2 in what honestly could have been a 5-1 if cards were played right. Space Rangers doing absolute work here. Put in absolutely the right amount of work. No more work needed. You can relax now. Argo?
Yeah?
When's the last time you put in work?
Like on due process?
Yeah, you putting in work on due process?
Like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. Can we change that?
No.
Okay, so we're picking up Catatonic Mercury, who will put in work. We call them
Okay.
Catatonic Mercury, because that's all that they put in.
Okay.
They just work, work, work.
You hate to see it getting dropped already?
Yeah. No, what do you mean already? It's been so long.
This base barb, what is that?
You've been here longer than many teams have survived. Oh yeah, that base barb, there's not even that much of an avenue for holding it long.
Yeah, they don't have mop. Unless they're swinging that.
It's a new round. They do have mop. Oh wait,
they're not bringing mop.
They're not bringing it. Actually bringing a shotgun on Sweet Tea. Now that's going to be interesting to see how that works out. The common play here is blow obs, split beach, because you can't really take beach without obs all that well. And that's what it looks like the attack is doing, unless of course this is a 5-man obs. In which case, could also work. Never know. But we wait to see how this goes.
They love bringing tubs for some reason, which I feel like you should only ever bring one every like defense set, because like it's just an eco one weapon.
First barb goes down. It appears there's a single molly on the side of the defense, and they're not really in position to use it for the barb, so it appears that's going to be used for bomb late round or for their own push. We've got 3 people in control of obs. I would really like to see someone rotate over to beach, but honestly, there's not enough mollies, so Catatonic Mercury going in all on his own, and he'll get 1, but the thing is he's pushing into a death trap here. He'll go down. Sosic goes down as well. Sweet Tea is making this tub work, and all of a sudden a favorable position for the attackers could be their downfall.
Cromwell doesn't know there's someone behind him.
He's in this fight with Rachel and Rosebud, trying to rotate to help, but goes the longest route possible. 3 versus 3 situation, as Sweet Tea will walk through the water now. They'll go down. It is now a 3 versus 2. Nomad holding the long angle, and Midship holding a molly, which he can use now. they're getting ready to take these long fights here. Nomad will take just a slight amount of damage there. He's at just under half. And now the fight continues. It looks like the defuse will likely go off fully. Alright, we find ourselves in a 2 versus 0. Bomb defused. Can they find Clacker?
I feel like the round goes a lot better in favor of DPB if instead of keeping the tub, Sweet Tea grabs So6 AP and just head glitches like the base gun.
Yeah. You want something with range there, especially since it looks like the attack forgot you even existed. As long as you like stay alive for late round, you make someone push you, you're wasting time on that end. You're doing a lot more than you are if you just push up there with a tub. Even if you think they know you're there, make them push you. Waste some time. Help your buddy set up, you know? That was kind of an unnecessary push at that point, as you can pull out a pistol and help out for the defuse late round. But the HP, absolute banger of a round. Everyone was one shot on the attack that survived. General Reese, obviously a little bit lower than Rom. Romwell still one shot anyway from anything other than a knack to the arm. But could have gone DPB's way, especially since Catatonic Mercury went off and did his own thing. He went 1 for 1, but it was just ill-advised. Pause granted. Never mind. Pause no grant. Can we pause racism is broken? That is something I thought I'd never really see.
I mean,
Isn't it a good thing?
yeah, racism is a bad thing.
Yeah.
But racism incarnate, the player, you know, that's a different story. He's kind of crazy with the tub.
He is. I like that guy.
Yeah. Interesting name, but, you know.
Yeah. Interesting person, in fact. In any case here, we're getting into this round, and we're setting up for what I believe is going to be a toxic push from the attack, but it seems defense is setting up just minor presence on dockside. They've got the barb set for toxic. It would be nice to see a little bit of presence on green fighting, because if you can win the green fight, you can definitely shut down toxic and you can shut down pipeworks. But it's understandable to not want to fight on green. Rachel just holding a molly on dock a little bit early. They blow toxic now.
It was mop, which
Just
I don't
trying to
think
bait you too.
you should have a molly.
Yeah, you generally want your mop player to not also be the molly player for most situations. We don't know what's going on there, so we can't really judge. That's 2 flashes used pretty early, and the molly finally goes down. Everyone's still at full HP.
They only have one flash.
As the green push starts to go, yeah. They do have 1 flash left, and there's only 1 molly left on the side of the defense. So this could work out. Defender still full HP. General Weeze takes a sliver of damage as Rosebud is brought all the way down to half. Something to think about. The attackers drop the Clacker over by Toxic as they begin their push through Pipeworks. They get 1 onto Sweet Tea in Office as the rest of this starts. Here comes the trade. Catatonic Mercury is taken out by Nomad. Romwell taken out by Racism. Racism taken out by Sosic. Sosic taken out by Nomad. Nomad taken out by General Reese, as we see Midship rotating. Rosebud rotating. And Weeze pushing out. He will fall to Midship as the series of trades will continue.
And now that he's off this because they hurt him in the barb.
1 versus 2. Rachel is holding the office doorway. And Midship is holding the drop down. Rosebud's going to have to make a miracle happen, but it will get shut down by the mop play of GF Rachel. Now the real question. Who am I?
I don't know. Who are you?
Who am I?
I have no idea.
Shit's introspective. Oh, stuff's introspective.
Oh, bad word on mainstream.
Yep, no, I'm putting myself in the timeout box. I'll be back. I'm back. All right. We are on another bank now. This is a closer match than I think some of us anticipated at this point, as Space Rangers have really come alive the last few rounds. But an emphatic finish to that round by the side of DPB to put things back in their favor. Maybe the momentum starts to shift again, or maybe from here on out we are evenly matched, but we have to wait to see. Seems like going to be a hallway wall into the lobby out of tele. Now this is another vault where it's just vault to security in the corner of a map. So you see a lot of different philosophies on maps like this. A lot of teams will either stack util in there or they will just not play it at all and just try to believe they can hold button and they can hold crosses and wall bangs and all that. And they can have retake and all these things will go well. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. There are flaws with both. But right now we've seen that I believe DPB has held the philosophy of holding from outside. We'll see if they maybe fake putting someone in vault. They've got 3 mollies on the round and 5 barbs. So it looks like they really want to get a round or two. Like, they really want to get this round here. It's the last round of the split. They brought everything, you know.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, some of this placement, I don't really find myself agreeing all that much with. They don't really have people to
Like,
capitalize on it.
2 barbs in lobby right next to each other.
Yeah. Well, I get that. The thing is, just no one's really playing for it. They don't have the best guns for it. They might get one. But Sweet Tea goes down to the Skynade. Why your sky? Oh, okay, you got 2 nades. I was gonna say you're skynading in a round where they have 5 bars. Pretty serious situation, as midship will take out General Rees, but Sosic will take out midship, and we find ourselves in a 3 versus 3 where one of the defenders, no health, no life. Sosic takes down Nomad, but Rachel wastes Rosebud. And we find ourselves back to the 2 versus 2. This time the HP favors the defenders. Romwell taken out. Rachel is going absolutely nuclear. Sosic finds himself in a 1 versus 2 with just the saber to their name. There's a guy next to him in security, has the nice little knack. Now both of them are there. He's got the auto shotty. He's got a flash. He's got a dream. He can make it work. And it will not.
Racism incarnate. Winning the knack fight against an auto shotty. Closer in. Crazy. Oh, he only had 1 bullet. Oh.
1 bulleto. Auto shotty. Yeah, it had
Auto
no ammo. He just typed in all chat. No ammo, LMAO. Midship fired quite a bit.
Yeah.
He fired a lot. Well, in any case here, we find ourselves going to Dome in a 6-3 round count. Obviously not ideal for Space Rangers, but it's better than it looked like it would have gone from those first few rounds. It looks like they found some cohesion to start it off, but ultimately it still feels too individualistic at points. And the same can kind of be said for DPB. So it really feels like both teams are winning off of a couple of individual things going very well for them in rounds. And so far it's worked throughout the season for DPB, so let's see if it works for one more round out of these next 3. As they can possibly get themselves a tiebreaker match if one of the other teams between OC and NAC lose their game, if either of those teams lose their game, and DPB win one of these next 3 rounds, they will find themselves in a tiebreaker match to skip the end of season tournament and automatically be in phase 1 of relegations. So there's a lot at stake here. If they tie, there is no reality in which they can qualify for skipping that.
Yeah. They need to win this game.
Mm-hmm. And you can see they're devoting a double charge here and a light play early on to try to secure it. This is something I haven't really seen on this map. This is such a linear pit, in fact, that if Space Rangers read this, it will be easily shut down. But the thing is, it doesn't seem like they are even thinking of pit as an option right now. So I honestly think this goes the way of DPB, and like this is one of those situations where maybe the best push is one of the pushes that are generally a bad push, but just good because no one's thinking it's even an option.
Yeah.
So they're setting up. Oh no! He's rotating.
Oh.
So a little bit extra time there. First flash comes out.
Are they sending one
Flash
beach
close.
as well?
Yes, it is a single beach. He's got sniper. They've got the cross now. All of Space Rangers are really grouped up at the moment, and they're trying to rotate out. Romwell's now behind the rock. He's mopping. This is going to be bad if he can't get the pick on the Saber early, because they are walling out of pit towards bomb start. First pick goes down on the racism, but Mercury is traded out. Damage lit onto midship on beach, and the wall charge comes out. Everyone's starting to rotate out here now.
Midship got
Rachel
mopped,
is top ruins. Sweet Tea goes down. Nomad is in a fight with Cromwell, but midship is able to take the pick.
I think
It's
one
a
flash.
3 versus 3 situation. 2 versus 2 favoring the defenders. Alright, 1 versus run. Rosebud does not know that this guy is 1. In this 1 versus 1. For fun. Man, I need to go out and see the sun.
Some pretty good rhyming though.
Touch grass, maybe some time will pass.
Midship only has 8 seconds to kill this guy.
And he gets the win.
And he gets it. They win the game off that. Unless he just stops diffusing for some. His keyboard stops working, you know? Only hope they have her. Oh, unlucky. That's why Mop doesn't need a nerf. He got Mop tagged at the beginning of the round, and he was still able to win it.
Just want to point out, we don't see what the prod guy sees. We spectate separately. Uyuxo. How do I know he has a 1 bullet shotty until after the round when someone says he has 1 bullet? I just woke up.
That's just not true. We just casted a game before this.
I know. Before that game, I just woke up, bro. NAC drew. So, one thing to note. NAC just drew their last match. But, because that is not a loss, I believe they are still ahead of DPB by 1 point. So, there is no tiebreaker match there. So NAC drew from up 6-0, which could have turned tragic for them. But in this instance, it will not. That's just my belief. Are we doing an interview? No. Okay, Boxy, you are being interviewed.
Oxy.
Hey, yo.
Yes, so Boxy, how does it feel to be a part of Mullis Monsters today?
Well, I mean, I got picked up last second. I saw they were looking for us up. I was like, might as well, like, so with the boys on the team. And we were actually the team that drew against Nog. They had a 6-0 lead against us, and we somehow came back. That's a funny
Uh,
one.
Did y'all feel good as a team?
It was fine. It was chill. We definitely needed some time to actually start playing together. But yeah, our first match was against 17S as well, and it was much easier than the NAC one. So I think we just kind of went into the NAC one a little too cocky.
Yeah.
But we caught ourselves, and yeah, we drew it up somehow.
I mean, that's great to see. Especially considering I think you're the only team to draw NAC. I think NAC lost to OC, which was their only loss, but I'm pretty sure y'all were their only draw. So Mollis Muncher's a pretty new team. That's nice to see that out of. Fellow, you're here too.
I am in fact here.
Yes. What have your thoughts been of the matches thus far this final week of lower league?
Well, for Moss Munchers, when Boxy had Mop, he did damage. When not, he did nothing. So pretty normal, to be honest.
That's very much not true, though.
I troll. Yeah, I troll. I think Boxy had Mop maybe like 2 rounds, and that was it, and he still did like 1k damage. Yeah, I think team play's been getting better in lower league. Everyone's still kind of going through growing pains because a lot of like roster changes have been happening, and also just a lot of inconsistent teams still where they don't have like a full main 5 yet. So it's still interesting to see like these teams still kind of get their foothold here in lower league. As funny enough as it's coming to an end, but it's been nice seeing teams still improve and seeing upsets happen too, where NAC actually only forced a tie was pretty fun.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of like something no one was really expecting. As actually I bring up the stats here. Guaku Shinwa, 1,752 damage, 14, 7, and 2. Easy Hoon, 1,743, 12, 10, and 5. Boxy, over 1,000 damage, 8, 11, and 3. And then Shadow and Duke Luke, 7 and 5 kills apiece. Looking pretty good. And then on the side of Nakudama, Kamina, 1,500 damage, 13 kills. Health, 1,300 damage, 13 kills. Domboy, 9 kills. And Dazed and Green, 5 kills apiece. That's looking like an absolute banger of a match, especially considering NAC had basically everyone at 1,000 damage. Green's the only one slightly below that. That would have been cool to see, especially considering NAC went up 6-0. And then just Mollis Munchers proceeded to claw that one back. That was definitely unexpected. As we look at the rest of these matches here, I believe most of them have concluded, right? So Tip Touchers forfeited against Orange Grove. And then 17s, 7-2'd Rev Sports. Obviously, St. Baddies Day won this match. Mollis Munkers and Quackerdama, 6-6. But then Organized Chaos versus Hostig. Hostig lose 2-7 to a scorching hot OC right now, who have hit their stride to end this season. I believe it is OC and Nakudama, 1 and 2 in that order for the season in lower league now, right? Okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna put that on my resume.
Yeah. Keep it going.
What's the game that Matt and I are even casting, man?
I believe
LCG
yes,
versus
LCG
YY.
versus YY. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually kind of banger.
It's always going to be a banger. Every match is.
Wait, is this still live?
Yeah.
I think YY will win, but it's gonna be like
Oh,
really
we haven't
close.
optioned
Okay,
yet?
so
What do you-
I
what do we-
have
how do we option?
been your desk host, your main prod guy. I have been
Huh?
I've
Not
been the
TK?
sole caster. I
I was
own the league.
Member?
I play for Bingus.
It's Ty?
My name is Josh James Jamal.
That's Ty?
I play CS:GO. Is that Ty?
Yeah, his name's Josh.
Josh James Jamal?
Yeah, there's 2 Josh James Jamals on Bingus.
And you chose the one that doesn't go by Josh?
Yeah, he goes by Ty.
Yeah, so that's an odd choice there for you to phonetically choose that. Anyway, D16R6 on Twitter. Argo is Pog on Twitter.
Don't look at my tweets.
Fellow Casts on Twitter.
That's incorrect.
I know.
But thank you. But thank you. Thank you. Go follow that guy though. That guy's got like no followers.
Yeah.
They've got no follower, no profile picture, no activity, no nothing. But go give him a follow. They've
We're actually
been on that Twitter
interviewing
impression
Rosebud.
grind.